Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is Monday, July 21st. We're cruising right through July. Let's see if we cruise right through the market, see what's popping here. Looks like it's a pretty green heat map there. So all information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. How is everybody this morning? And that GCTK, that bad boy is up. I had put that on the night note. So all of you guys that have the Discord, check it out. And there you go. The thing's been running up there. It was looking good last night, and it's running up some more. So TNFA was looking pretty good right there. HSDT, we did not even look at that, but that looks pretty good. I can see it from right there. So we might have to keep an eye on this HSDT today. That looks like it's going to be a nice little runner right there. So keep your eyes on that. And Open Door is still running up. Be careful with it. It's way up there. So happy Monday, Luis Rodriguez, Laptop Travel, and everybody else. How are we today? And let's get cruising right through and see what our market looks like. We'll start with our Jolie's jumpers, do our laptop lowdowns, and then check it out and see what's going on. But like I said, it looks pretty green, so that's a nice little start. And here we go. ABVE is above food ingredients, and it is trying to run up a little bit more right here. Let's take a better look at ABVE. It's kind of pulling back a little bit at the moment. It had been running up, I know that. And let's see, ABVE, a little bit of pullback right there. So we'll keep an eye. And again, it did run up, hit some resistance. Maybe it's going to pull back to set back up. AIRE right here is up a little bit this morning. And that one's running up some. So there we go with AIRE right there, and that is running up, looking pretty good. So keep an eye on that one. It could continue up today. So there you go. And DHAI. DIH holding right here. This one looks like it ran up a little bit, but it's pulling back already. So that one might be already done. It was run up there Friday and does look like it's going to be pulling back at the moment. And that GCTK, like I said, that gluco track, and that one was cruising up this morning. There you go. It was running. It was trying to run the other day, and it had some good momentum right there. That's for sure. And look at that bad boy. Where to close? It was at 828, and it opened at 885 and went to 1046, and that's where you're at right now. So there you go with gluco track. And like I said, I highlighted that one last night on the night note. So if you're gonna check out the Discord, like I said, I'm just gonna spell them out for you, and that was a beauty right there. So HCWB right here. Happy Monday, Jason. How are you today? And everybody else. And HCWB, let's see what that's up to right now. That was running up there Friday. A little healthy pullback. That's going to continue to set up, so you can keep your eyes on that. And our IXHL, we know we were super early, and it's in the 90s now. So there you go. Doge Mama 9. I bet you're happy this morning. That's for sure. And there you go. IXHL ran way up there in the 90s now. So cruising along and doesn't look bad. It could get up into that 120 area right there. So there you go with IXHL. We were definitely early to that one, that's for sure. And Open Door, I was talking about, and everybody knows I was the guy that opened the door for this one on the small cap show. And we talked about it way down here, and it was in the 60-cent area. And now it's at 292, just cruising along. So there you go for Open Door and TNFA. It was looking good last night, and it was running up a little bit here, hitting that 50 right there, and looks like it just got caught up on it, but it's in that channel, so it could stay there and continue to run up there for TNFA. And there you go for your Jolie's jumpers. Good morning, Asian Jolie. And let's see what our laptop lowdowns look like real quick. I'll roll right through these BCTX, and we'll see what we're going to take a look at this week. What's trying to set up like that. That could get curled up. Might not run through, but we'll curl up and run up. EDHL right here. That's another good one that I might keep an eye on this week because it has a good little curl up look. Still might not curl through, but it won't matter. And Focus Universal. Look at that bad boy way down there. Could take a little bounce off the bottom there, so we will keep an eye on that one. That's for sure. And GLMD is Galmid or something. I know we were looking at it last week. Galmid Pharmaceuticals. And this thing was pulling back. It had been running up and has some good pullback right there. That's for sure. And I was going to look at our GVH probably. There it is. I was going to say, did a reverse split? There's the split right there at 702. And so we'll keep an eye on it and see if it wants to get cruising there. And they usually don't start after they split until the market actually opens. So it is set up at the split for 722 right there, which is pretty good. It looks like it's going to try to run up there. So keep your eye on GVH, guys, because it could get running on the reverse split. We know that. And let's take a look and see what KMKR is. KMKR, not familiar with it. I'm not even sure what that one is right there. KMKR, that's what it does say. I'm not familiar, so I'm not sure. And PTNM, Pitanium, I'm not familiar with. It's an internet retail in Hong Kong. It's fairly new. And it just started at the top, came all the way down. So watch for that to curl back up. That'll be a good one. PTNM, PFSK. Let's see what that's doing. Not even sure. I was going to say, I'm not sure what that one is either. And I don't see anything. RDHL. That is Red Hill. Yeah, Red Hill right here. And this thing is pulling back a little bit. I had to run up last week. I remember that bad boy. And XXII was definitely running up last week as well. It's 22nd Century Group right there. And you see that run up, and now you're pulling back. It's still in the basement, so we'll keep an eye to see if it wants to get crawled up. And that YHC ran huge last week, that liquor house or whatever, beverage and winery one. And you can see it might try to get curled back up off the MACD right there. And there you go with your laptop lowdowns. Thank you, Laptop Travel, Asian Joe Lee. And let's take a look and see what the SPY everybody else is doing. And Doge Mama's 9 said, thank you, but I need some coffee. I don't blame you after that one. Holy cow, that's cruising right along right there. IXHL, and we were super early on that one, and there you go, guys. I mean, bam, what a popper right there. So there you are with that one. And let's see what's going on in the rest of the market right here. Our SPY and heat map looks pretty green right there. I must say, not a whole lot of red going on. So let's see what the SPY and Mag 7 big caps are doing, and we'll roll right through and see what's going on here. And here we go. Our SPY right here is up 141 and looking pretty. It's not looking too bad, but it's not looking. I mean, it's trying to crawl into that top. And again, I just don't trust it. It's been trying, and I just don't think it's getting up there. I think we're gonna see this bounce down, but I don't know. Something crazy's going on, guys. So it's going to play itself out in the next day or so when I guess Powell speaks tomorrow. Maybe we're going to see him resign. That's what I've been looking at. And I did say it like 2 weeks ago. So we'll see what happens right there. But the market does look a little goofy, like something's about to happen. If he does resign, the market will dip down on that news. And that's what it could be setting up for, guys. So just be very careful. Just giving you as a heads up what I see in Apple right here. AAPL is up a little bit. In the morning note, I said, or the night note, I said that I did like Apple from the Mag 7. And there you go. It's up a little bit right there. Amazon's up a little bit and just kind of flat at the moment. And let's see, Google was setting up as well. And that's up this morning too. That wasn't looking bad. And Meta right here, META, and that's cruising back up a little bit. But again, I don't think it's really getting ready. It looked like it tried the bottom right there, and it could just get caught up in the 20. I don't know. It has that look like it can go any which way, and it's going to do something very soon there. And Microsoft is down a little bit, and I'll be amazed if this thing stays in the top, but you never know because this thing's been staying in the top for a while here and has been shocking me because I can't believe it's still up there. And the video right here was up just a little bit, but it looks like it's topping out right there and flattening out. So there you go with that. And of course, our Tesla Let's see what it's doing. It's running back up this morning. Going to hit that resistance up here at about 340. So keep your eye on Tesla to continue up. And Tesla is not looking bad right there. That's for sure. And there's your Mag 7. We'll go through the rest of these guys and then I'll check and see what you guys want to see. So here we go. Let's look at AMC. What's it doing this morning? It's just flat. It's not looking bad right there, though, I must say. Let's see. Is it doing anything? That looks like it's going to be the other day. No, that's today's date right there, the 21st. So 351. It's moving around and it's even up a little bit. So there you go at AMC. Wait, oh, there you go. And yeah, that's looking pretty good. I know we were saying that last week, and GameStop had been looking pretty good, and that's getting set up right there. So we'll be keeping an eye on them. Chewy wasn't looking bad setting up, and that thing looks really good right there, guys. So you might want to keep an eye on Chewy. And let's see what else is going on with Unity right there, because it's continuing to run up, but that one's in the top. So you got to be careful with that guy. And Netflix, we knew was pulling back. It's probably dipping up or popping up a little bit, and it's stair stepping down. I'm telling you guys, this thing could take a nice dip down. So we'll watch Netflix and see exactly what it wants to do, but we'll be watching it because I'm telling you, it could take that dip. And AVGO is up a little bit. And again, I think these guys are all topped out, and we'll have to see what this news is. They look like they want to come down. And that's what the market looks like as well. MU's holding itself up there with some good support, but it could easily fall below that and it'll drop down pretty good right there. And TSM, let's see what the Taiwan Semiconductor manufacturing is doing. And that's trying to run up a little bit, but has a little bit of pullback look. And I don't know if it's getting back into the top right there. So let's see. That's definitely not it. It was TSM, not TMS. And there you go. Let me see. What am I doing here? TSM. That'll help. And yeah, it does. It looks like it wants to pull back, guys. I mean, it could bounce a little bit right there, but I'm not so sure. And it is pretty topped out. So I would definitely be careful. That's for sure. And SMCI up a little bit. It had looked good, but I think we still see some pullback. Maybe that rolls off of there and gets cruising up there for a little bit. And AMD had been set up. It had already run up, and it's trying to run up some more. But again, be careful. It is running up. You might see it pop off of that 161 right there as it's in the top. But yeah, this one's probably going to run up a little more. Going into earnings right there, and their earnings, we were saying this last night as well, August 5th, one of the important Tuesdays for earnings right here, but it does look like it's going to cruise up a little bit more and stay in the top. So that is what AMD looks like. And QCOM right here up a little bit, and that looks much better to try to curl up. But again, I'm not so sure it's ready, so I'd have to look at that for a day or two and really take and see if it really wants to curl up there. And Intel is flattened out right there. It had been trying to run up and then it was pulling back, but Intel's not looking bad. It's trying to curl up, but again, I'm not so sure. And we're like one day away from seeing what this market really wants to do here. So I think that Fed speaking tomorrow might be pretty important, it looks like. And let's look at that PayPal right now. What is that up to? It's up a little bit, and it is setting up. Looks like it wants to crawl through right there. It's not looking bad. And good old Snow. Let's see what Snow's doing here. And that thing is trying to curl up. But again, I think you're going to see Snow come down. And let's see what Dell is going to do. It was running up the other day on Friday, just a little flat at the top right there, and that could go either which way. So see what that does. And Palantir had been bullish. I could see this running into the top right there, running up a little bit more. Sophie had already been in the top and trying to curl up a little bit more and roll off. So I'm telling you, these have a crazy, crazy look, guys. So we're definitely going to be watching the market like we usually do today. And Mara and Riot, they're curling back up. Mara's right there. Here's your Riot. And let's see, that's up a little bit right now. And Clean Spark, that was up a little bit as well. And again, that looks like it wants to roll off and keep cruising. And crypto doesn't look bad. MicroStrategy trying to roll off of there, and you can tell it's going to be bullish. So MicroStrategy looking pretty good. DJT was setting up what's it look like this morning. That's up a little bit. and trying to get set up, and along with Fun, PHUN, that was trying to get set up as well. That's starting to crawl up there. So keep your eye on PHUN. And let's see what's Boeing doing this morning right there. That's up a little bit. It had been looking pretty bullish, and it looks like it wants to roll up and keep running up there. So there you go with that one. And let's see what Disney's doing, Luis Rodriguez. And that's up a hair, but again, I think that's still pulling back right there. And let's see, NVTS. Let's see what that semiconductor one's up this morning as well. And I'd put that on the morning note. So there you go with that one. And OKLO is running up as well. So there you go. And IONQ. This one's getting set up down a little bit, hitting that resistance, but just watch for a little pullback and it will get set up there. So there you go with that one. And let's see what our oil and gas is looking like. Might not be moving just yet. Let me see what Gush is doing. And sometimes they're not moving until 9:30. So yeah, that's a little bit flat. And we'll just see if this is moving right here. And it is up a little bit. And like I said, it looks like it wanted to crawl through, run up, and it looks pretty good for RBNE. And TMDE, I think, is that little dip and rip look. I think you're going to get a crawl up and start pulling up on that right there. So there you go with them guys. And let me see what you guys want to see right here. WWR is moving and keep going there, Central Florida. Let's take a look at WWR West Water Resources. And you're right, that is running up there pretty nice. And it probably will keep some momentum today. So there you go with that. And Verizon's up on earnings right here, VZ. And there you go. That one looks good with a blue screen right there. But they do have earnings. They had earnings already, and it must have been pretty good. So there you are, unless they didn't report them yet, but they do have earnings today, and it is curling up, not looking bad right there. Verizon Communication narrows FY 2025 adjustment EPS guidance from 459 to 473 to 464 to 473. And so there you go with that one. And let's see, DYNX. Let's see what that is doing. It was a big runner right there, DYNX. Let me see. DYNX. What did I think yeah, I know this one. That was running up. I hit a Z, I think. Yeah. DYNX right there. And Dynamix. Holy cow, that one did run up. It's a brand new company, shell company. I think this used to be something else, and it must have merged or done something right there, because I kind of remember something similar to DYNX, unless it was similar. But that did run up pretty big right there, I must say. And let's see what's going on. Ethereum's back over 38. And that does look good right there. Open door breaking out right there. So that looks great. And let's see. Every scanner alert he has is going crazy on and a few others. So there you go. And UK plans 5 billion Bitcoin sale to fill budget gap. Budget gap. So there you go. The UK is going to sell how much? 5 billion in Bitcoin. That's going to get ripped up there. And let's look at DECK. Good old Deckers was looking pretty good last night, and looks like it's going to run up some. And whatchamacallit, Microsoft is the chandelier right there, that's for sure. I mean, look at this thing. It is, I can't imagine it's rolling back up, but it could, so be careful. And Barclays adjust the price target this morning on Microsoft to 550 from 494. So there you go. That's pretty big. Maintains overweight rating. And UXRP right here. Let's see what that's doing this morning. UXRP. And that is up. That's that Ripple ETF. And we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that one for sure. Good morning, Larry. How are you? And let's see what Lucy's doing this morning. And they'll have a launch of Reebok and something Lycid showcase at Smart Tech, something like that. Let me take a look at Lucy and see what Lucy's doing right here. And that is an innovative eyewear company, a medical, and it isn't looking bad. It is getting set up in a pretty good spot right there. For good old Lucy, she's looking much better. So there you go. Once it hops up on that 20, it should run up a little bit. And let's see what else is going on over here. I think I got everything over there. Let's see what's happening over here. And let me take a look. I think we got everything. Wang and Lee right there. I think it was running up this morning. WLGS right here. And there you go. It was running up Wang and Lee. And we thought it was going to. So there you go. With good old Wang and Lee. And you could see it run up some more. So we were definitely early for that one. And there it is. And let's see what else is going on over here. I think I got everything there. And let's see what's happening. What else is going on the market? HCTI. Let's see what that's doing right here. And it is that you just got to be careful about the reverse splits on these guys. Okay, so it is trying to curl up, but you got to be careful with the reverse splits. I'll take a look at it today and see what it really wants to do there as it opens up. But definitely be careful there, Larry and PRME. Let's see what Prime's doing. Prime Medicine. And that is not looking bad. Looked like it bottomed out the other day. Trying to roll back up is what it looks like. Let's see. It does look like it, but I'm not exactly sure either. That one could have a little pullback as well. So just be careful with them two right there. And let's see. GRAB. What's Grab doing? See if we need to grab any. That one looks pretty good running up there, setting up. Watch for some healthy pullback as it keeps setting up to run up some more. And that's what you're looking at on Grab. So there you go, Larry. And let's see. Like I said, the market is pretty green. Let's just see what's going on over here. TNFA, IXHL way up this morning. Open doorway up. Wang and Lee, LMFA, AIRE. I think we mentioned that last night because I have it written down there. And there you go with all them. Gluco track I was saying was going to run up this morning. And that DYNX is running up. NCNA, this thing has been trying to get set up for the last week or two. So I would imagine this one's going to get ready relatively soon. So keep your eye on NCNA. Let me just jot that down real quick. So we remember to look at that. And that BTOG is up just a hair there. And it's at what, 84 cents, not looking bad. So keep your eye on that. Could run up a little bit more. SBET's up, trying to run up. Plug's not looking bad to roll up some more. And this ATNF 180 Life Sciences, we had looked at that recently and it's run up there. GIBO is trying to get curled up, so you keep an eye on it. And HSDT was looking good and it's running up there as well. So there you go with the market over there. Let's see what's happening over here. And then I'll look and see if there's anything trending on StockTwits that we like. Let's take a quick look and see what's happening on here. And this is a bunch that we looked at. That Apollo mics we looked at last night. LMFA, that one's running up there. And let's see, AIRE is running up. And let's see what else. That's about it. And that oh no, that's IONEER. IOTR or something like that, IO3, but that's not that. ATNF running up there as well. And let's see what's going on over here. That Gluco track, HSDT, and what's CLF do? CLF, isn't that like Cliff Bar or Cliff something? I forget. Cleveland Cliffs, that's what it is, metal company. And that does look good right there, CLF. So keep an eye on that to continue up there. Verizon up, Galaxy's up. We looked at that last night as well, and that thing had run up there, but might come down. That QuantumScape has been way up there, and looks like it could be pulling that back at the moment. So there you go with a few of them guys, and let's see what's Holo doing right here. HOLO. And that's not looking too bad. And that one could easily get rolled back up. It looks pretty good to try. DXCM is at a good spot here. Let's see what that's doing real quick. DXCM. Dexcom right there. Looks like it might be pulling back at the moment. So I would be careful with this DXCM. Hold on. DXCM. Oh, what happened? I didn't type it in right. DXCM. CM. There we go. Yeah, I'd be careful right there for that one. RGTI is a beauty, guys, and that thing's been running up really, really good. And there you go with that. Just a little healthy pullback, and it looks like it's probably going to stay in the top and bounce up a little bit more. So that was nice. And let's see if we see anything else going on this Monday morning. It's not a bad market right there. And again, a lot happening this week with the Fed and everything like that. So I think that's what we're looking at. Leading indicators, no economic releases tomorrow, but Powell is speaking somewhere. And then the MBA mortgage applications Wednesday, initial claims on Thursday, and durable orders. So, but just Powell speaking, Fed's talking, and here we go. EU steps up reprisal plan as trade deal hopes fade, and yen bounces as Japan prime minister hangs on. Palantir and Coinbase and these other volatile stocks are too crowded, says JP Morgan. Here's the trade to make instead, and U.S. stock futures climb. In busy week of earnings, we do have a crazy week of earnings starting, and Dow futures rise, bond yields fall, Europe readies for trade fight, and there we go. Let's take a look at DevStream and see what that's doing. DEVS. Good old DevStream right here up and trying to run up a little bit more. Not looking too bad. Keep an eye on that today. You could get a little more spike up on that DevStream. And it did run up 47 to 52, and it's back to 47. So just keep an eye on that. If it wants to spike back up right there, Doge Mama 9, it could. But it did have that nice little run up, and I think it might just go flat as it hits that top area. So, and then we'll have to see exactly what it wants to do right there. And let me see what else is going on over here. If we're missing anything, I think we got everything there. You know what we didn't do, though? We never did crypto, and Bitcoin's at 118. Solana's at 191. Holy cow. And that is way up today. And what's Ethereum's at 38.10, Ripple's at 355, and Cardano's at 89. I remember it was at like 70 or something, 60s. And it was, I told you guys, these things were getting cruising here, a little bit of healthy pullback, and these things look like they want to continue to rip up here. And here we go. We're hitting that MACD, and we should get a crawl off. That's what I think. Ethereum's ripping up here in the top. Obviously, we're going to get topped out. Solana's was ripping up there, wants to get back to its highs, and then you'll see a little bit of pullback. Ripple's just cruising right along and ripping into the top. Doge is looking good, trying to pull up into the top as well. And here you go. A Cardano is just ripping up there. So I think you're going to see them continue to rip up, and then a little healthy pullback. XLM, they're making that nice base. So when they pull back, they can rip up rail a little bit more, pull back, stay based out, and get cruising. Chainlink looking really good. Remember, I told you the other day it was in like the 15s, 14s, and now you're in the 20s, guys. SUI, that's looking pretty good. That's cruising up there. And there you go. And Optimism had been cruising up some more, and I told you that the other day. So there you go. With the crypto look, ETF was up this morning, and I think it was at like a 2.2 million, maybe. I forget what it was at. I saw it earlier, 2.2, and I'm telling you, it looks good. It could be in that double bottom and getting rolling with the rest of them. So it does look really good to get some big candles going, guys. So keep your eyes on that. That'll be good. RGC puts must have paid off big time because that was in like the 900s or whatever, and then they reverse split it, and then it came up to there, and yeah, that thing was crazy. It's all the way down to 14. So that was crazy right there, and I had that insane run. And let's see what's going on. Wang and Lee, that is just jumping up there, and it looks like it could run up a little bit more this morning. So keep your eye on good old Wang and Lee. There you go, curled up and has a little more room. So there you go with that one. And let's see what else is going on here. I think we got to all that. We got to everything else, and I think we covered the entire market right there. And it is a little bit green. I think we're just getting set up for something to happen in the next day or so is what it looks like. Our SPY is up some and not looking too bad, but it's not looking perfect either. I'm telling you, I would watch for a little pullback here is what it looks like to me. So that's what it looks like. So I would watch for that dip because that's what it appears that's going to happen. And we might see Powell stepping down tomorrow. Something's going on, guys, and you guys know when I say it 2 weeks early, I'm always 2 to 3 weeks early. So the charts have been telling me something's up, and I've been listening to it. So let's see how it plays out and see what's going on here. But that's how our market looks. Pretty green this morning anyway, and we'll keep an eye on it. The SPY is up, but like I said, just watch it. Might have that pullback right there. And let's see what else the futures, the VIX is doing. It's down a little bit right here. And let's just see what it looks like because it had run up. A little bit of pullback right there, and we'll see. I mean, it does look like the VIX wants to pull back a little bit. Interesting in the UVXY as well, but that looks like it could be getting set back up. So I would say definitely interesting looks for the VIX, for the SPY, all of it, guys. So you definitely something's going on here, and our SPXS way down here and probably going to get set up. And thank you very much, Luis Rodriguez, for great job on the evening notes. And if you guys are in the Discord, check it out. I put an evening note up last night. And I would say if you played some of them, you did pretty well this morning. That's for sure. So there you go. And yeah, short spike, get out before it drops. I think so too. Absolutely. Laptop travel. So you could see it spike up a little bit more. And this is the situation I had been talking about last time that I said I didn't want to get caught into, where you get that like little 1-2% at the top. But when it comes down, and that's where you catch the best price action and really where you make your money. So it's not worth playing up here too much. So obviously, we knew it was popping up. We picked them out last night, and then I put them on the night note there. So there you go. And that would be pretty good right there. So like I said, check out that night note in the Discord. It was on the money, that's for sure. So we're going to go through the market each night, and then I'll go ahead and put that night note together. It'll be in the Discord. So if you're in there, you will definitely have an idea of what we just went through, what's going to be popping and what's looking good, because everything I mentioned was pretty much up this morning there. So it is looking pretty good. So there you go, everybody. I'd say that's a good pre-market review on a Monday, and I'm keeping an eye for the dip. I've been saying it for a week or two. I know that, but I'm telling you, it's coming up soon, and you can just see it, you can feel it, and you can just the vibe is there, guys. And yeah, they might have a little more run up, like I said, but they will be coming down relatively soon here. So there you go, everybody. I would say it's a good pre-market review. If you have any questions, hit me up on X, shoot me a DM. You guys know I respond to everybody. And there you go, RGTI. What a beauty right there, guys. And generate the transcript from the YouTube live stream. And that's true. I could try to do that as well, Luis Rodriguez. I'll have to look into that one. That one might be good, and people can check it out. So there you go, everybody. I would say we kind of covered the market, open doors up. That HSDT is running up there, and that Gluco track looking really good. So there we are with our pre-market there, pretty green. We'll see if it turns around and going into tomorrow. So had a deep dive into our newsletter covering some interesting things on RGTI. And yeah, check out Laptop Travels newsletters. They are great. I read them, and they're very informational and educational, but have a lot of good picks in them as well. So check that out because they are great. So there you go, everybody. I would say that's a good pre-market review. I'll keep you guys posted about the night show tonight. Like I said, I'm supposed to talk to Joe Exotic around 9 p.m., and he can't do it on the spaces or anything. He's just going to do a regular phone call. I'll record it and make a video like I did last time. So he asked me if he could come on, and 9 p.m. seemed to work for him. So I said, yeah, no problem. Whatever the best time for you. You're the one in prison suffering over there. I'm just kind of sitting here looking at stock charts and hanging out. So I can talk whenever. So like I said, we'll probably do the show like an hour early, a quick hour, and then I'll go ahead and talk to Joe, and I'll make a video so you guys can see what is up with Joe Exotic, and we'll try to get that guy out of prison there, because holy cow, I mean, talk about a disaster. And like I said, the guy has more evidence that he's free. It's just wild he's not getting a pardon. And then he got rejected at his hearing thing to even try to get out. And I'll talk to him about all that good stuff. So there you are. So that'll be tonight at like 9 o'clock. I'll be talking to Joe. So Joe Exotic, and like I said, we'll probably do the live show around 8 p.m. I'll keep you guys posted throughout the day. I'll shoot up the link and everything. So there you go, everybody. I'll be watching to see if this bad boy pulls back, because it looks like it wants to. And something is definitely going on. You know, I'm always a couple weeks early, and I've been saying it. But here we go, just like that open door. I've been saying it on the small cap show. Speaking of the small cap show, that is at 1 o'clock today, so be sure to tune in. What a great show that one is. And thank you, Larry, Laptop Travel, Luis Rodriguez, Doge Mom, and Nine, and everybody else that was hanging out, Central Florida, and a bunch of other people. X-Go Stocks, how are you this morning? And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. As always, be sure to follow along on X and YouTube. And there you go. I would say it's a good pre-market review, and we're keeping an eye just for that pullback there, guys. So that's what I'm looking at, and I'll keep you guys posted. So enjoy the day, a Monday. We'll see what we can get into here, and be sure to trade smart and lock in those profits. All information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. So there you go, everybody. Have a great day. Goodbye. Good luck. See you later. And like I said, lock in those profits and have a great day. I'll see you guys later.